Just walking, 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 walking. Just wanted to see if anybody was up. If nobody's up, I'll shut it down, come back tomorrow and chit chat tomorrow. I know it's late. I just was walking. I figured I'd come on and share a little bit, but the same thing I was gonna say, something that I can say tomorrow too. So, sometimes you can't sleep. You want to get out and walk and chit chat and talk, but nobody's on here. Everybody's in bed. Everybody's asleep. Then guess I take it on in. But you know, hope everyone had a good day, great day. I'm gonna shut it down. Let's see. Let's not walk around one time. Walk all the way around, and then I go back. Can't really see. So yeah. Alrighty. So yeah. Good evening, good afternoon. Depending on you're watching this video, I know it's late. I figured I'd come on. Couldn't sleep. So figured I'd come on and chit chat for a little bit. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to my city. Welcome to my city, to my hometown, where I grew up at. So, what's everybody doing? Everybody's up. Depending on where you're at, it's kind of late. Depending on where you're at. And so, we're talking about prenups. We're talking about prenups. And so I was like, I want to come on and ask the viewers and people that's on the internet how do you feel about prenups? You think well, if you don't need a prenup. If you got means, if you have means, like millions of dollars, should you and you meet someone that doesn't have as much or doesn't have, because that goes on a lot, should they sign a prenup? Should you want them to ask them to sign a prenup, or should you just love is love, say love is love and just let it be, or what? How do y'all feel about that? Because we had a discussion tonight, and they say it was about trust. It's about trust. It's about trust, and I kind of yeah, it is, but at the same time, it's about being wise too. It's about being wise. You look at the athletes. Some of you may love, some of you may know. You look at the things that happen. Like they spend their life trying to build, trying to get to a certain point, and to have someone that they meet, not together that long. If you spend a lifetime trying to build something, and then finally get there, then that can go either way, male or female. You spend all your life trying to get a certain place, and you finally get there, only to say somebody can get half of it. I don't agree with that. Now, if you build something together, in my opinion, that's a totally different ball game. But and if you truly love somebody, you don't have no problem giving them, but you don't have no problem at all giving them and helping them. But a lot of times people get upset, and it can be for a minor reason that they decide to split. And then when they decide to split, you know, That's a whole other type of, everybody got their own opinion. I just was asking. This is actually I'm at the tennis court here. I just was asking, and you know, you can decide for yourself. How you feel about it, how you feel about it, where you stand with it. But nobody's commenting. So I guess either you all are shy, either you all are shy, or the topic doesn't resonate with you, or I don't know. But I'm just out walking. It's a nice Friday night lights. People. I guess people are starting to go in now. Kind of like the live. People starting to go in now, but like I say, I was wanting to walk. And say, well, I'm walking. I might as well come on here and talk a little bit. I didn't do one earlier. And you know what? I was reading today. I was reading, and I want to share this with you too. You know, burdens, or weight. You know, you don't have to carry. I don't care who it is. You don't have to carry. Hold on. You don't have to carry anyone else's weight. You don't have to carry anyone else's weight. Anytime, not anytime, but when it's time for us to stand and face judgment, we have to stand and face judgment for ourselves. And you stressing, and we love with our whole hearts. I know I do. Love with your whole hearts, and we want to help people. We want to help people and be a blessing to others. Somebody call my name. Be a blessing to others. But at the same time, you can't help everybody. You can't help everybody. And their weight is their own. Especially when I'm not speaking to kids. I'm speaking like adults, young adults, grown folks, elders, whomever, whomever. Their weight is their own. Their weight is their own. Their burden is their own. And you kind of take that and hold that and carry that. It's like your back is gonna be like this. Your back's gonna be. You only carry so much. You don't care so much. And I know I said it before. It's like I applaud pastors, ministers, priests, whatever. I applaud them for taking people coming to them and sharing their stories, sharing their burdens, and being able to take that in. Even therapists, people that people come to and talk to all the time, and share what they're going through all the time. Because who do they go to when they have to unload stuff? Because life's for everybody, not just for us, not just for people that are going through stuff. Life's for everybody. Everybody's going through something. People just consider it different. And one thing about me, I'm sure this you all. One thing about me, I had to learn, instead of facing it head on, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Instead of facing it head on, I would laugh a lot. I would laugh about certain things I was going through, instead of actually figuring out that I was upset. I was pissed. But instead of actually dealing with it, I would kind of laugh it off. But that's not good. Sometimes you got to deal with things. Not sometimes, all the time you got to deal with things, and deal with it right then, and talk about it right then. And a lot of times it's hard. It's hard to speak on certain. It's hard to speak on stuff. You know. But you have to. But we learn and you grow. Because when you hold things in, it's like a bomb. And people wonder why, especially with young males. Period. I ain't gonna say I would say African American males, but I don't. Young males. Period. Um, they hold things in. So we're taught from sports, whether it's football, any kind of sport, to be tough, to suck it up, suck it in, and you know, you have to learn to communicate, and let things out, release certain things, and don't hold things in, because you hold things in, it's like a time bomb, it's like a ticking time bomb that's going to explode, and you can't do that. Yeah, it's night. It's night. It's night. It's night here for me. It's night. It's like what is it, like one something, like 1:30, 1:30, one. Let me see. Let me tell you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let me tell you real quick. Oh, it's 1:16. Yeah, it's 1:16 here where I'm at. 1:16 here. 1:16 here. Like I said, just walking around, showing you the city that I live in. Kind of like not really showing you, but this. I'm actually at the. If any of you heard of Coco Golf, like, and Venus Serena Williams, they actually played by the tennis court, but they actually played here in the city where I'm from. Well, not where I'm from, but where I grew up at. But oh, it's 4:16. Okay, that's cool. 4:16. Okay, so you're ahead of me. Oh wow, that's neat. So you're ahead of me then, huh? 4:16. Where you at? What part of the world you live in? If you're ahead of me, if you're ahead of me by that much, by 3 hours, I can see if you're 3 hours behind. I'll say you about like somewhere on the West Coast, but 3 hours, 3 hours ahead. Where's that? Oh, Australia. Oh, PM. What? Oh, you're in Australia. Oh, wowzers. Australia. Okay. Well, good day, mate. Good day, mate. One of my favorite movies is Crocodile Dundee. Is any of that stuff that we saw in that movie true? You know, any of that stuff, and that stuff really happened. I think they said he was from there. Actually, they say he was from there, from Australia, but I don't know how true that is. I can't remember the guy's name, but I'm not sure how old he is now, if he's still around. But I know him and the lady. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but him and the lady actually had a romantic affair. So we don't know if that's true or not. That could be true. That may be true, may not be true. But don't get me to telling fables, telling lies. But it's good to get out and walk. Even if I came on at 5 or 4. One person came on, two people came on. It doesn't matter. But I didn't come on for the views. I came on because I wanted to talk and I wanted to share. So regardless of who comes on or who watches, doesn't really matter. What matters is, and that's what life. What matters is you show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. You don't have to depend. You don't need other people to show up for you for what you want to do. You show up for yourself, and when you show up for yourself, things will work out. Things will follow. People will follow. But you have to show up for yourself. You have to show up for you first. You have to show up for you first. You know, and knowing that is everything. And the most important thing I could say, I'm gonna say that again because I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Like your burden isn't everyone else's burden, and everyone else's burden isn't yours. You can't carry everybody with you. You can't bring everybody along, and you can't let their burden be yours. Because people are gonna live their own lives, regardless of who it is. People gonna make their own. They're gonna make their own decisions. They're gonna make their own decisions, and they're gonna pretty much do what they want to do. So you can't bring people with you. You can't bring people with you. And I was reading that today. And so I figured I'd come on and talk about that a little bit. Well, not talk about it, but share it. And I want to actually give you the biblical structure, the biblical, whether you believe in God or not. I believe in God. So I say that I believe in God. So I want to give you the scriptures for it. So you can't say that I said it, because I'm not saying it. I read it, but I come back. It might not be tomorrow, but I come back during the week, because I do that during the week. I do the biblical stuff during the week. But either way, well, let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. If you subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, but yeah, I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'll be on here tomorrow, so you're welcome to come back. I'll be on tomorrow. So if you gotta go. I'll check you out. I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow. See you mañana. Hasta mañana. So go ahead and go. If you gotta go. But I'll see you. I'll be here. I'll be here all weekend. I'm not sure I'll be talking about the same thing, but I might be cooking tomorrow. I might be doing, I don't know. But either way, I'll be here. So if you want to come back tomorrow, you gotta go ahead and go. Just know, don't let anyone make you feel like God doesn't love you, because God loves you. No matter where you at in your life, no matter what's going on, know that God loves you. And God gives you grace, God gives you mercy. Don't let people make you feel like you're not important. You're not important. And make people feel like God doesn't love you. Because he does. He does. You know, people try to make you feel a certain way. And God, it's kind of odd that people do that. You know, regardless of sleeping in the streets. And I use it all the time because I remember how it was when I slept in the streets. So, but people try to make you feel a certain way when your financial class is at a certain level. People try to make you feel a certain way, but don't do that. God loves us all, and we all gonna be held accountable the same way. You're not gonna be treated fairly, treated differently. You're not gonna be treated differently because of your financial stature when you pass. when you cross over, when we cross over, let me say we cross over, it ain't gonna matter how much money we got. Let me go this way. It ain't gonna matter how much money we got in the bank. It ain't gonna matter how much money you got in the bank, or what area you grew up in, or who's your family member, what family members you have that did this, what family members that did that. You just got to know that regardless of where you at, God gonna treat all of us gonna be held accountable the same way. We all gonna be held accountable the same way. So that's a great thing to know. It's a great thing to know. That means we all, that you can't take it with you. You can get it, you can leave it. You can leave it, you can get it, you can build it. You leave it to somebody, they can get rid of it in a day. They can, everything you got, everything you worked for your whole life, people you leave it to, or the state can take it from you, and everything you work for don't mean nothing. So that's my point. We all on the same playing field. But in some cases, you may feel like we're not. And I understand that, because some people got, hold on, give me a second, hold on. So yeah, you know, so it doesn't matter. I was saying it doesn't matter how much how much money you got or what your stature is. You know, God still hold God's gonna still hold us all accountable, accountable. And your weight, your weight, and the things you do, you have to carry that. And it's hard enough carrying your own stuff. It's hard enough you carrying your own stuff, and you got to carry somebody else's stuff too. Somebody else's burdens. You know, you want to, because you love them. And that's what I was reading about today. You want to, you know, you love you love them, you love your people. You know, if you got any kind of salt about you, you love certain people in your life. But your friends, your family members, whomever, it ain't gotta be specific. Well, like you love people, you love certain people in your life. You can't carry everybody with you, especially if they don't want to be carried. You can't carry them with you, you know, and you can't, you can't make their burdens yours. And so I said it today, but I'll make sure I come on. I'll make sure I come on and share again, so I can give you scriptures about it. But you know, but you know, basically came up because we're talking about prenups and marriage and stuff. Some friends of mine, we're talking about marriage and you know different celebrities and you know, but you know, it all depends. Like I said, I don't agree, I don't know if you agree, but it's another topic. You know, I'm done with that topic. But I don't agree. If somebody work all their life for something, I don't think you just meet somebody, they should be able to get half of what you got. I just don't believe that. So I don't think that's right. I think if they don't want to sign it, then you probably should get married. You know, that's the way I see it. But if you work for it and you've been there thick and thin, then yeah, of course. But you know, either way, either way, you know, you find somebody solid. Oh, what about Brad Pitt? What about are you talking about Brad Pitt? Well, Angela Jolie had money too, so you can't say Brad Pitt. I don't know if that's what you mean. Brad Pitt, both of them were successful when they got married. You know, I'm talking about like who? I'm talking about like a Tiger Woods, like somebody that meets somebody that's don't have means, and then they get married, and then they take half of what they got. I understand Tiger was unfaithful, but you think she deserved $50 million? Whatever she got. And she was married to him for a spell. That man Tiger Woods started hitting the golf ball when he was like 4 or 5. So they become great. I know some of y'all don't agree with that. I know, but I don't care. I don't care if you like it. That's how I feel. It's my channel, so I can say what I want to say. And I'm not. You say what you got to say and make it plain so I can read it. Because if you don't say it plain and make it plain so I can read it, then I'm not gonna because YouTube will block it, so I'm not gonna open it. So it just won't be read. So if you want to say something, say it plain so I can read it. Otherwise, I don't care. But that's my opinion. This is my opinion, and that's all it is. You know, we all have them. We all have them. We all have opinions, and we can always like I told one of my daughters, like we ain't gotta. I don't have to agree with you all the time. I don't have to agree with you what you say. You don't have to agree with what I say. But if I love you and you love me, we can agree or disagree, and the love is still there. Well, you don't have to agree with me all the time. The same thing on this channel. You don't have to agree with me about what I say, and I don't have to agree with you. Uh oh, we in trouble. It's the fix. You say somebody got his money. Let me go. Let me keep walking. Let me keep walking. You say somebody got his money. I don't have his money, but let me keep walking. But see, when you got this time of night, you know, anything is liable to happen. But God covers us. We don't walk in the spirit of fear. We don't walk in the spirit of fear. I don't. I don't walk in the spirit of fear. You know, God covers me. You know, you take care of fools and children. But I'm covered. I'm covered. You know. But I don't know who he was talking to though. But you know, him scary. Him scary. But yeah. Anyway, no, we're not scared. We don't walk in the spirit of fear. But yeah. So you agree? You agree for sure. What do you agree about? Let me sit down for a second. I've been walking for a while. What you agree about? Let me sit down. Take a seat. First, I got this jacket on. It's hot. Oh my goodness, and it's late. Like I said, I'm not sleepy. Not sleepy. My oh, I thought somebody was there. What is this? Somebody's wallet. Somebody left their wallet there. But yeah. But yeah, it's hot. I know it's late, y'all. But I'm gonna get off in a second, in a little bit. But like I said, I'm not sleepy right now, so we can chat for a little bit if y'all want. And I'm gonna head on in. You see, I'm sweating. But like I said, it's good. It's good to walk. So it's good to walk. It's good to walk. It's good to walk and exercise and. Oh, you said run? Oh no, I'm not gonna run. I can't run with my phone. And if I did, even if I did, you can already see if I'm sweating. If I'm sweating the way I'm sweating without running, then why you want me to run? Why you want me to run? So where you all from? Oh, let me see. Where you all from? Where you all from? I'm here in sunny South Florida. Sunny South Florida. Myra Hurricanes. The University of Miami. uh, Jimmy Johnson, Michael Irvin. You know, a host of the Hurricanes, man. The Hurricane, Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, you know, The Rock, Wayne Johnson. You know, a lot of Miami Hurricanes. American Hurricanes. It's truth. One of the Bob Marley's sons played for the Miami Hurricanes for a little bit, for a spell. But let me show y'all this too. This right here. This right here. We have a whole bunch of them here, but let me show you some right here. This right here is a historical landmark. You know, that place right there. It's called Parker's Kitchen. And when we were kids, it was on a couple streets over. It was on like 10th Avenue, and like they had a big club, right? A big club, and people used to go there. But they had like a little window. They had a little window, and they had some of the best cheeseburgers and gizzards and fried pork chops. And then they moved it. They moved it to another street over on 7th Avenue. They moved like 3 blocks over, and then they had the son took over. After the father passed, the sons took over. A couple of the sons, but one of the sons, and you know, a couple of the sons took it over, and then one of the sons took it over and moved it here. And but some of the best food you can have, some of the best soul food, southern food you can have. And you know, we appreciate that. You know, I appreciate it. But now it's kind of like they made it into like a steakhouse, steak bar, and they charge like an arm and a leg to have steak. But it's like $50 plates. But you know, hey, if you can afford to do it, if you can afford to do it and make money, then hey, man, I can't knock nobody's hustle. I can get mad at nobody for what they do, for how they make their bread. So, you know, can't criticize nobody for doing that. You know, making your bread, make your bread. So anyway, I guess I'm done walking for the night. You know, and like I said, you know, two things that I said. You know, I don't agree. I don't agree with with you know, you building something and you know working your whole life for something, and then you know somebody meet you for a year or two and then decide to divorce you and take half of what you got. I don't agree with that. And prenup in some cases, if you got millions of dollars, they don't, she's a maid in some cases. That's the opposite I use because I know, she like, I'm thinking of like Tiger Woods, people like that, you know, you know. But but anyway, and I also said that your burden. People don't like when I say that. People don't like when that example. But I also said that you know your burden, your burden, and the weight you carry is yours. And when we stand before, when we leave this realm, you know, we can't stand for nobody else. You can't stand for nobody else, and nobody else can stand for you. So, you know that, know that, and know that you can't you can't carry everyone with you. No matter how hard you try, no matter how bad you want to, everybody can't go with you. Everybody can't go with you. So the best thing you can do is not necessarily worry about yourself, but do the best you can. But don't fret. Don't fret on anyone else because people gonna do what they want to do. People gonna live their own lives, you know. And all you can do, and Jesus said that. Jesus said that. That's the word, and I can give you this verbatim, the scripture verbatim, but he said it. He told his disciples that. You can give people, you can give people the word, or you can give them a blueprint to what they should, how they should live, and what they should do. But a lot of people not gonna follow. A lot of people not gonna follow. A lot of people, and they may despise you. They may despise you for or dislike you, or even talk about you, talk bad about you for the advice you're trying to give them. But give it to them anyway. He said give it to them anyway, and when you give it to them, walk away, leave them. You know, don't worry, because you can't bring them with you. So that's the same thing I'm saying. Like you can't bring everybody with you. So with that being said, know that when you know that, best advice I can give you. Like I said, I read that today, or yesterday, because we had a new day today. But I read that yesterday, and I wanted to come on earlier to talk about it, but talk about it now. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back again today, maybe later on today, or better yet, maybe Sunday. That might be even better. Come back Sunday and talk about it and do some reading and do some sharing and do some communicating about not only about that, but how good God is, and about, like I said before, you know, no matter where you are in your life, what you're doing, what you're going through, God loves you, and don't let people tell you any different. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. Tell somebody love them, because you never know when you're gonna go. You never know when they're gonna go. Kiss the ones you love. You never know you can kiss them again. Like I said, a small word, a small gesture can go a long way, and you never know how far that small word or that small gesture can go. Because I'm talking about helping somebody that's in your circle. I'm talking about somebody that's outside of your circle, and just this small. And you'd be surprised how it changed somebody's life. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I'll be seeing you. I'm out. Peace.